Welcome back to the Sports Perspective TV viewers and subscribers. As always, thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate you taking your time out to tune into the videos, and interacting with the video as well, right? So, doing this one as a live stream, to give you the viewers an opportunity to interact, share your thoughts, on the topic that being discussed. As you can tell from the thumbnail, we're going to be discussing doing Bravo, and a few things about Bravo. If you're not aware, he has decided to retire from cricket. He retired from the international version of the game for a while, but was still on the franchise circuit playing cricket. And he has finally decided to retire from the franchise, from cricket overall, including franchise cricket, right? So, going to be discussing his career and the big question, for you, the viewers and subscribers, from a T20 standpoint, because when you think about Dwayne Bravo, naturally, probably the first thing that comes to your mind is his exploits in T20 cricket, right? Do years of playing T20 cricket, and the question for you, the viewers and subscribers, that I want you to answer, share your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think Dwayne Bravo is the greatest T20 bowler of all time? Right? And I'm going to be sharing with you some stats, his stats, in all formats of the game, right? For the West Indies and in franchise cricket as well, right? And then based on that, or even before that, you can share your thoughts and let me know, what you think about doing Bravo, right? Um, so gonna be sharing his stats for the West Indies in both the Test cricket format and the one day international format before I get to T20s, because T20s will be the main topic of discussion. So I'll just go over his stats in the other formats of the game first before touching the T20 topic, which is the main topic of our discussion right here, right? So in tests, right? So Bravo played 78 test matches for the West Indies, scoring, you know, um 1,255 runs at an average of 22. Oh, actually, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Sorry. So yeah, so in tests, he played 40 test matches for the West Indies, right? Scoring 2,200 runs at an average of 31.42, right? So a decent average, not spectacular, but Bravo is known more for his bowling than his batting, right? But when he started out his career, his bowling, his batting was decent as well, I must say, right? He started out as a genuine all rounder. As his career went along, he kind of regressed in his batting a bit and focused more on his bowling. But at the beginning of his career, he was a genuine all rounder. Batting, I think, even as high as number 5 in the West Indies Test team, right? So 2,200 runs in Test cricket at an average of 31.442. Not bad. Um, Decent. Bowling wise, same 40 matches, he took 86 wickets. So from a Test cricket standpoint, 40 Test matches, 86 wickets. That's about a bit over 2 wickets a match, and scoring 2,200 runs at 31 at an average of 31. So decent, right? In ODIs, right? And this is where now, because like I said, Bravo. When you think about Bravo, you think about him from a T20 standpoint. But he's done well in ODI cricket as well, especially from a West Indies standpoint, right? So batting in ODIs, he scored 2,968 runs from 141 innings. Averaging 25.36. So you could say his average, in ODI cricket was a bit. You could say he could have done more, right? Batting wise, but again, he was primarily, or he, as his career progressed, he focused more on his bowling, right? And in ODIs, he took 199 wickets for the West Indies from 150 innings, right? And in he's actually the third highest wicket taker for the West Indies in ODI cricket, behind Courtney Walsh and Curtly Ambrose, right? So only Walsh and Ambrose have taken more wickets than Bravo in ODI cricket for the West Indies, right? And I think that's something that gets overlooked, because we think about him so much in T20s, or because his name resonates so much with the T20 format as compared to ODI cricket. But he's up there, amongst our best bowlers in ODI cricket as well from a West Indian standpoint, right? And then now moving on now to his T20 stats, which is what he's renowned for, with his guile, his various his numerous variations, right? In T20 cricket, that kind of propelled him, in my opinion, to the top, you know, um, to the peak of his career in T20 cricket, right? The way he was able to bowl, a lot of variations that we see bowlers um do today in T20 cricket, was inspired by Dwayne Bravo, in my opinion. A lot of the slow balls and stuff, you know, bowling the ball wide, slow ball wide outside off some and stuff like that. A lot of those things, they were learned from a Dwayne Bravo, right? So in T20 cricket for the West Indies, he played 91 matches. Bowling wise, he took 78 wickets, right? So for the West Indies, he's actually the highest wicket taker for the West Indies in T20 cricket, right? With his 78 wickets. Batting, he scored 1,255 runs, at an average of 22.01 batting wise, right? So he's our leading wicket taker in T20 cricket, our third highest wicket taker in ODI cricket, from a West Indies standpoint. So, I don't know, where would you rank him, from a West Indian standpoint? Before I even get, because when it comes to the T20 part of it, right, it's his exploits in franchise cricket that Eva stands out more for him, in his career from a T20 standpoint. But from a West Indies standpoint, where would you rank Dwayne Bravo, as a West Indian bowler or a West Indian all-rounder? And I would say he's a bowling all-rounder, more than a batting all-rounder, right? Because he's known more for his bowling, and he focused more on his bowling as his career progressed, like I said earlier. So, where does Dwayne Bravo rank, bowling wise for the West Indies? Like I said, he's third. He's our third highest wicket taker in ODI cricket, and our highest wicket taker in T20 cricket, at the time of recording of this video. Right. So would you say Dwayne Bravo is from a T20 standpoint first, would you say he's our greatest T20 bowler ever from a West Indian standpoint? And in terms of ODI cricket, where would you rank him? 199 wickets, and he actually has a better strike rate than Ambrose and Walsh, in ODI cricket, right? They took more wickets than him, but they played considerably more matches than him as well, right? If Bravo played as much matches as Ambrose and Walsh played, he would be our leading wicket taker in ODI cricket as well, right? So his strike rate was actually very good in ODI cricket. So definitely answer in the comment section whether you're watching live or you're watching on the playback. Where would you rank Dwayne Bravo from a West Indian standpoint? ODI cricket and T20 cricket as a bowler. Right. Moving on now to his stats in T20 cricket, in franchise cricket, right? Because that's also something that definitely needs to be discussed. And this is where now the argument can be made of whether or not he's the greatest T20 bowler of all time or not. Right. So I'll start with his stats in the IPL first, right? The IPL, as you know, IPL is the most established T20 franchise league in the world, right? Every player is their dream to play in the IPL. IPL are the leaders in terms of franchise cricket around the world, franchise leagues. And so in terms of the IPL, right, Bravo, he took 183 wickets in the IPL, right? Which puts him third in terms of wicket takers in the IPL history, right? Only behind Chahal and forgot who the person second was, right? But only Chahal played less matches than him, right? But the other person, he played less matches than them, and he's even played less matches than Narayan and has taken more wickets than Narayan in the IPL as well, right? So and that's where he showed his class, in my opinion, in franchise cricket. So 183 wickets in the IPL, right? Third all time, right? That definitely bodes well for the argument, of Bravo being up there as one of the best, or one of the greatest T20 bowlers all time. No, that's just his IPL stats. That's one franchise league. Now, overall T20, franchise T20, he's taken 631 wickets, which he is the highest wicket taker in T20 leagues across the world in franchise cricket, right? 631. He's leading. He's Rashid Khan is in a close second, and Rashid Khan will eventually surpass him. But right now, Dwayne Bravo, he is leading that race, right? So he's taken the most wickets in T20 cricket franchise leagues, over his career, right? And so with that in mind, personally, it's I guess you can say I would have a bias, if I would obviously he's West Indian, I'm West Indian, right? So and majority of y'all that will be watching this more than likely will be West Indian. So there is a bias there. So I guess we can so he like I said, he's the highest wicket taker in T20 franchise cricket, 631. So with that in mind, it it's still I still kind of find it hard to say, yo, he is the greatest ever, but numbers don't lie, as they say, right? And if we're going to be going by the statistics, and the amount of wickets he took, over his career, throughout the course of his career, until his retirement, then you can definitely make the argument that he is, up there, or some will even argue that he is the greatest T20 bowler of all time, based on the amount of wickets that he took, in his career. Again, he is the highest wicket taker, 631 wickets, right? So that definitely cannot be argued, you know. So I definitely want you to share, what you think about Dwayne Bravo, based on that, 631 wickets. Do you think he is the greatest wicket T20 bowler of all time? And if not, then who do you think is better than him, right? Because he's in my opinion, he's certainly the greatest West Indian T20 bowler of all time, right? Now Sunil Narayan, he's a mystery spinner, but when you look at the statistics, whether it's career wise or league specific or even international cricket wise, um, Dwayne Bravo's numbers are better than Sunil Narayan's numbers. Like I said, IPL, right? Which both of them have had long IPL careers. Narayan is still playing, of course. I will still play more than likely in next season. But Narayan has played more matches in the IPL than Dwayne Bravo. Narayan has bowled more matches in the IPL than Dwayne Bravo, but Dwayne Bravo has more wickets than him in the IPL. And I think that says a lot about, the effectiveness of Dwayne Bravo, in when it comes to the T20 format. Right? Now, when comparing Narayan and Bravo, you can say batsmen will probably tend to be more cautious batting against Sunil Narayan, as opposed to Dwayne Bravo. But you definitely have to give Dwayne Bravo credit. Being a medium fast bowler, technically a medium pacer. It says a lot about his ability and his skill level to be able to take that many wickets, throughout his career, right? In all the leagues and especially the IPL, right? The IPL, the best of the best players in the IPL, right? You name them, the best bowlers in the world play in the IPL. Well, granted, some of them might not play as much matches as him or play as often as him, but that's no fault of Bravo. That's really because every player wants to play in the IPL. So if a player doesn't play as many seasons, it just means that they weren't as consistent throughout their career as I do in Bravo, right? Because if you're good enough, IPL teams are going to draft you, right? And the fact that Dwayne Bravo was drafted for so many years in the IPL, that also is testament to his brilliance and his consistency throughout his career, right? So, and out of all his stats, I think his IPL stats, his IPL stats was what stood out most to me, honestly, right? Being that highly ranked, among the wicket takers in the IPL. Again, a league in which, the best are the best players in the IPL. The best bowlers, the best batters, you know, those are the players that at any given time, at any given period, the best of the best players in the world will be taking part in the IPL. So for Dwayne Bravo to be up there, again, third most wickets in in IPL history, and he's played less matches than quite a few of the bowlers, even in the top five, right? So he was very effective in the IPL, right? So, but I still, I still, it it's hard for me to say, oh yeah, he was the greatest T20 bowler of all time. He is the greatest T20 bowler of all time, but at the same time, I can't say he's not, right? So it's for me personally, it's a touch and go decision. What I would say though, if I'm selecting a team, right, T20, like for example, an all-time T20 team, then I'll definitely have Dwayne Bravo in my lineup. Prime Dwayne Bravo, in my lineup. He's at medium fast. He's unpredictable, right? He's known for his slower balls, right? But he surprises the batsman with pace at times. With the sharp ball. Just the numerous variations that he comes with as a bowler. I would have him in my team for sure, right? Um, so yeah, a good career by Dwayne Bravo. Not to mention, he's two-time T20 World Cup champion, right? He was a part of those T20 World Cup winning teams for the West Indies. Those are also accolades that can be added, that are in his repertoire, right? And those can be also used to make the argument for him being, one of the best bowlers all time in T20 cricket, right? Now, because he's a bowling all rounder, right? You can't say he's the best all rounder ever, right? Because then you have to take both his batting and bowling into consideration, right? But from a bowling all rounder standpoint, a bowler that can contribute with the bat, right? He's definitely up there, in my opinion, right? But definitely share your thoughts in the comment section, and let me know, what you think, where would you rank Dwayne Bravo, as a all-rounder or as a bowler in T20 cricket. Would you have him, do you consider him the greatest of all time or not? Or who would you rank above him? Or just your general thoughts on Dwayne Bravo. Definitely share in the comment section, whether you're watching live or on the playback. And let's have the discussion, right? But that's all I have for you in this one. I'm going to end this stream here right now. But definitely thank and appreciate all of y'all for tuning in, and definitely comment, share your thoughts in the comment section. As to would you rank Dwayne Bravo in terms of T20 cricket all time? Again, he's the highest wicket taker in T20 franchise leagues ever, right? For West Indies, he's the highest wicket taker for the West Indies in T20 cricket, third highest wicket taker for the West Indies in ODI cricket, and he's also ranked third in the IPL in terms of wickets taken as well. So quite a few accolades there for Dwayne Bravo throughout his career. So congratulations, champion, on a illustrious career, I must say. He's definitely made his mark and left his mark on cricket, and he's left a legacy. He's inspired a lot of youngsters. As you can tell, towards the end of his career, he operated more in like a mentor role on most of the teams that he played on, and he got a lot of love from the youngsters, that were inspired by him coming up. So he's definitely made his mark and left his mark on cricket, and definitely a legacy is there for Dwayne Bravo, and well done on a very good career, champion, and all the best, with your future endeavors. I think he will be joining the Calcutta Knight Riders as a mentor in next year's version of the IPL, right? So definitely looking forward to see how that goes for him. and what the future holds for Dwayne Bravo. But thanks again for tuning in, our viewers and subscribers. As always, do remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and definitely share your thoughts in the comment section on this one. Thank you, as always, and I will see you in the next video.